What's going on YouTube? Today this gonna be a quick lesson about the number system and how us as musicians, how we communicate, like in a live setting. So we'll do the key of C since that's like one of the most familiar keys for people. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it repeats all over again. So those are the numbers, the chords: C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A major, B diminished, and back to your 1, which is C major again. So it's imperative that as a musician that you learn your numbers, and to me, I would stress knowing your numbers and your the letters as well, because when for me, if I'm MDing and I start adding chromaticism, sometimes it's difficult to use numbers only when you start adding notes and foreign chords that's not a part of the diatonic scale that you're in. So for example, like if we did a 3-4, if we did a 3-4-6-1-7 in C, it would sound like this. So I could call that out. So this is what I usually do. So if I can hear it, sometimes I might have to play it to get the melody in my head, but I can say 3-4-6-1-5. So all the musicians will know, and then usually I'm saying it in the rhythmic pattern or the context that I want to hear it. So it'll be 3-4-6-1-5. So, and we'll all play that. Now if I said 3-4-6-1 flat 5, let's hear that. And then if I said flat 6 to 6 7 1. Now if I say flat 5, what did I play? So that's like a D major 9. But how would you know if that's the actual what chord quality to play over that? It's because I could have said flat 5 and played that, a half diminished. I could have did that. I mean, just depending on the context of where you at. So if I was doing, and then I said 3-4-6 flat 5, or 3-4-6-1 flat 5. So I'm in another key now. Now I'm in C sharp. Now I can do 3-4-6-1-5 in C sharp. But that flat 5, that would have to be specified what I'm exactly playing. So what I did was play the A flat over the flat 5, which is a G, you can say G flat. But it's hard. There's no way I could say flat 5 and you can know that unless we rehearsed it. So in real time, it's like I said, you got to know your letters and your numbers. So I would say be comfortable with at least one of them. At least know your letters or your numbers, but ultimately the goal is to know them all. So if I said 3-4-6-1-5, you would know. But if I said 3-4-6-1 A flat over G flat, and then you would know what chord. So as a guitar player, you don't necessarily have to even worry about the G flat as long as you play that A flat chord, because that's the that's the meat of it. The bass player is listening for the flat 5. He could really care less about this. But if he's gonna try to do a lick or something, then it matters. But if he just execute the bass note, I mean, that's his job. So it would sound, and then that takes you to C sharp. So it's just, it's transitional stuff, but like I said, make that a priority to really learn your numbers and the letter name chord that correlates with the numbers. So now we in G major, and we do 3, 4, 6, 1, 5. You can play in any key, and that's where you want to be. 3, 4, 6, 1, 5. And then I could go to like, now I'm in A. 3, 4, 6. If I went to B flat, so the transition I'm using is like a 1/3 in the next key, and then a 5/7 in the next key. And now I'm in B flat. You could do 3, 4, 6, 5. And then, like, you can hear but like when you go to different keys, like if I ended up way up here, I would have to alter, I would have to start inverting my chord, so it'll give you a different sound too. So if I did it like in this key, it'll be. So it's like, it just adds more context to what you play. Even though I'm playing the exact same chords, I'm just moving it in different octaves and different inversions.